Welcome inside TD Garden, where the Celtics just lost a heartbreaker to the Denver Nuggets. Now, guys, for 3 quarters, this was really wire to wire. They were trading buckets, but to me it all fell apart at the end of that 3rd quarter when the Celtics had a 2-point lead with the ball with 1.1 seconds. Brad Stevens decides to call a timeout. He really wanted to draw up a good play, and they turn it over. The Nuggets get a dunk and steal momentum and just run away with it from then on. How big was that play?
It was big. It was a huge momentum swing. You know, that backdoor cut, I don't know how that happened, honestly. I guess I have to see it again. I saw it a couple of times. But yeah, you saw a lot of frustration throughout the Celtics, obviously, you know, after that play. And it was kind of tough to come back from it. But they did. You know, this game was still close throughout that final stretch, throughout the 4th quarter. But it came down to a poor execution from the Boston Celtics offensively. You saw ill-advised shot from Marcus Morris. You saw ill-advised shot from Marcus Smart. You saw costly turnovers, and they just never really recovered, especially the turnover, the steal that Harris made in the corner right behind us. And it seemed like the Celtics just were trying to go for these home runs when all you need is a double or a single just to keep the deficit intact.
Yeah, and it even started, I think, even before that out-of-bounds play at the end. I think they missed a 3. Then Denver hit a 3. So, I mean, they really went on a run. I think it was 11-0 run they went on. It is a game of runs. I mean, everyone will tell you that. And the Celtics did, you know, obviously come back to an extent and make a game out of it. But they killed themselves tonight. I really think they killed themselves. I just thought that there was too many mistakes, too many open threes from Denver that just consistently Denver just kept coming at him, and it was just one of those games where the Celtics should have won this game. After what happened to them in Denver with Jamal Murray going for the 50 in their face, this was a game that they should have came out and they should have won at home. Denver's not much of a better team.
But you got credit for the defense, though. I'll give Denver the credit on that because defensively they really made the Celtics do things that they didn't want to do, made them uncomfortable, made them settle for jump shots from behind the arc, and that at this point in the season it kind of scares me, Jimmy. You know, you think about the playoffs. You're talking about a team like the Toronto Raptors, who, in my opinion, at least right now, they're my favorite to come out of the East. They're a very tough defensive team, especially in the playoffs. Especially we're talking about a guy like Kawhi Leonard, what he's able to do defensively, and how big they are up front. They just added a guy like Marcus Gasol. I mean, if the Celtics are going to go far, the way Kyrie Irving, is alluding to, they're going to have to know how to settle down in those defensive moments. When they're getting, when the defense really tightens up, they need to make sure that they can execute. First, relax. Don't try to jack up 3-pointers. Don't try to put up these big shots to grab the lead back and just be more fluid, be more efficient.
Yeah, this Garden Report is brought to you by betonline.ag. Head to clnsmedia.com/win. Enter promo code CLNS50 for 50% cash back on your first deposit. And what was really frustrating to me tonight, guys, is it seemed like there was a hesitance from almost everyone on offense to shoot the ball when they first got that open shot. It was like they were pump faking the air and waiting for the defender to draw on them to then shoot a contested shot when they had it the first time, and then they were missing them. Kyrie hit an open 3 finally in that 4th quarter to get the momentum back because he shot it in transition. He had the momentum working with him. So that was frustrating for me to see. And how big do you think this loss is confidence-wise going into a final stretch of the season that's really important?
Yeah, I sorry to cut you off. I noticed it with Tatum tonight. I thought that he was.
That's the first part that came to my mind, but I was like, no, I'll let Toscano get it because I
figured you think the same thing. In his head.
But
man,
that's what it did it like 3 times.
And you're president of the Tatum fan club, so for you to admit that is pretty big. I mean,
come on.
18-time All-Star, future All-Star. So I thought that was definitely that's a great point, Pete, because I agree with you completely there.
I'm critical with Tatum sometimes.
I didn't think it was a great game for Marcus Smart either. I thought he took a couple of bad misses there, and they missed Gordon Hayward tonight, who sounds like he may not be available against the Sixers either.
Yeah, that's a tough blow. I mean, yeah, a lot of hesitation. Marcus Morris, a little bit of that, and then he did the opposite towards the end of the game, where he just sort of kind of chucking him, kind of forcing it, not letting the game come to him. But yeah, they got to be more efficient offensively. I was surprised to see that from Tatum because I thought it was a good opportunity for him to come up big for the Celtics, but that wasn't the case.
That was the thing. So Kyrie had such a slow start today. I mean, he was one of 9 to start things off. It looked like he was going to be off. He ended up turning it on in the second half. But other than that, it was like Horford was it. I mean, there's nobody else that really came to came to help when Kyrie wasn't feeling it.
Yep. Well, the Celtics will look to flip the script. Big game against the Philadelphia Sixers on Wednesday. Check out all our content on clnsmedia.com.